audio. We are testing.
Testing 1, 2.
Oh my!
The stream is live. The stream is up.
Stream's up? Oh, good. Good for you. And Greg just walks away. He's like, I'm done. I've had it with your
Transitioning over there. Boom.
Oh.
We are live.
Oh my.
We are
Greg's got the
live.
moves.
We are live now. We are live. Let me
Like you're doing like the Latino heat.
turn off that unscripted music right there. All right, we're live. Oh my god, that's loud.
Got a little feedback there, buddy.
Yeah, the phone was getting the stream going. Let's keep an eye on that right there.
Look
As
at
you can
Cuz
see,
producing.
Trying. We're trying.
Extreme on the right-hand side.
You like that
He's
or
up
what?
for
You like
it,
that?
sir.
And as you can see, brand new and new WWE Tag Team Champions, the Street
We
Profits.
did have some.
It did. They defeated DIY.
I like what they've been doing lately. I was very disappointed with them for the last year or two, and now I like their stoic, kind of serious tone.
if you follow,
They finally
our
listened
wrestling
to Bobby
podcast
Lashley,
threads,
and,
you would be seeing that all this stuff is great. And
What'd you say now?
I said, if you've been paying attention to the O.W.P threads, you'd be seeing that there's a lot of talk about the Street Profits.
Yeah, I don't like O.W.P.
Possibly. I'm still gonna say that I think there's a connection with them and Finn, because Finn has been responding on their posts that they're put in, and they shared that Montez Ford shared a picture of a demon with 3 eyes. So I took that as, Finn, demon, and the 3 eyes as 3 guys in a faction. I don't know. I might be looking.
I think that'd be a great faction.
But Finn, and Finn
Well,
responds.
because-
He says, "I'm down." Like Finn is saying, "I'm down" and stuff like to their.
Well, because you know that Dom's already looking to betray him, right? What we saw last week.
Because our boy Karrion Kross over there is speaking in Dom's ear. I don't know if you guys saw that.
Poison, Dom's poison. Oh, yeah, he's poisoning
So
everything.
you could be the leader, Dom. Or maybe I could be the leader, Dom. Who knows? He wants a new member, right? Dom wants a new member. Maybe it's Karrion Kross.
So who else would be? It would be Finn, Carrion. Who was in this group that you're talking about?
Oh, the
It
other
would just
one.
be Finn and the Street
and the
Profits.
Finn
would
and
be
the Street
one.
Profits.
Oh, wow.
Because you can even see Finn kind of trying to veer off too now.
Yeah, Cross is only in groups on the internet and skits that he films at home. That's the only thing that Karrion Kross does.
I don't know.
But on regular TV, they don't have him on TV. They don't like that.
He's always on TV now. He's on TV a lot more now.
and they fired his TV faction.
And he hasn't wrestled a match. Somebody was online said it's been 2 or 3 months since he's wrestled.
Yeah, he wrestled. He beat Uncle Howdy.
Today. Yeah, that was the last time, right?
Yeah, that was the last one. That was the week after.
But I haven't heard about. Maybe he's injured. I haven't heard about.
He's a
him.
walking
No,
Greg.
he recently did a movie. He recently did a movie.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, it's actually sounds like it's getting I think it's an independent film festival type thing, but it sounds like it's actually getting pretty good reviews and stuff. So
Is it a horror?
no, it's like a crime, a crime detective type thing. It looks pretty good from the trailer.
It's called.
So
He's got all the talent in the world. Just do something with him,
once
please.
again,
Is it as good as
no,
Queen-
they are. They're
Queen
planting
of the
all
Ring?
seeds. He's been planting the seeds for a while.
I mean, if it's not as good as Queen of the Ring, then I don't care.
Are you talking about
What I'm saying
Queen
is,
of the Ring that made $386,000 on its
Yeah.
opening weekend?
well, yes, but it was only in 800 screens. To be fair,
Oh, well, there
whereas
you go.
Whoa. Look at you, Mr.
Well, like I said too,
Factoid.
it's only going to
Mr.
cater.
over here.
I mean, it's
really
an independent film. It's not. It's never going to be. If it ever gets to 1,000 screens, I'll be surprised. It's going to stream, and that's where it's going to make most of its money. They just wanted to do a release to do some premieres and get some buzz about it. And if it happened to make good money, they would do it. But it was. I think it's 834 or something screens. What was the number one? Mickey 17. What's the number one movie last year?
Yeah, Mickey.
Or last week, Mickey whatever.
Yeah, it's Mickey 17.
That is in 3,000 theaters to give you a comparison. And then the Marvel movie is in over 4,000.
Yeah,
So
see, I thought it was a
put
worldwide,
right.
or not worldwide, but I thought it was a.
Yeah, it's not. Well, it was 800 theaters.
But I was gonna
I'm
say,
excited. I'm excited for that.
I said that it doesn't matter anyways, because it's that's only going to cater to us. It's not going to be
Right, for sure. And that's why I was thinking they were
regardless,
probably
it's
just doing the theater
it's only
release
gonna
to.
be,
I think that's why they're
type
only
of
doing the
fans.
theater release to say that they did it, and it's going to make all its money in streaming once word of mouth goes around.
Oh
or
yeah,
whatever.
for sure.
Jess, how much did it cost to make? Do you know that?
I don't. It can't be a lot. I'm not
I can't.
sure.
Yeah, I can't see it being a lot.
It's like, what's the budget's like?
Well, I guess it
50
depends
million.
on the actors, right?
Fuck.
Like,
Where'd the budget go? It's like $50 million to make it.
well, it should go to Camille. She deserves it.
Yeah, she's in it. Tony Storm's in it. Isn't Naomi in it?
Well, I know she was at the premiere.
Yeah, I thought for some reason she was in it. Maybe I'm wrong.
Oh man, I got it.
It's $118 million
No, it's not.
budget.
Oh, I'm sorry. What
No, it
was
is
that?
not.
What did you just say?
$118 million.
Oh,
That's not possible.
What it just said.
No.
I mean, it's an AI overview. AI is not right all the time. I get it.
They're not right.
AI's wrong.
that's
AI's wrong all the time.
The budget. The film had a reported budget of 118.
No, it didn't.
It's not possible.
There's. Wow.
So
Hey, that's
completely
if that's.
refused to-
Well,
I mean, if you think about it,
'Cause
cast.
if that's the
crew,
case, whoever
like,
produced that film should never produce movies ever again.
93 million USD is what it's saying. No, never mind.
that would be crazy.
No, I'm getting 118 million. That's what I'm getting. I'm sorry. I don't know what to tell you. Find me a different source that says otherwise.
Our wrestling podcast with the U.S.
Next week,
I can confirm it does say 118 million according to.
It's not
That is
possible.
pretty insane.
What did it go into? The costumes? Like they're like the. It's all authentic costumes.
That's hilarious.
Makeup?
That's absolutely insane. If that's really what they. Well, I mean, how much is each?
If that is real,
each
if that is
actor,
real,
like-
everybody associated with that film, as far as like from the production side, never should work in Hollywood ever again.
The person that actually greenlit that, like, yeah, okay, that's good. Yeah, we can.
Yeah, we could recoup that. We could recoup that.
I hope Meltzer doesn't hear this because he might get upset.
Well,
Of course, it cost 100.
it was 117 million. It wasn't 118.
You know how much those cameras cost?
Shut the fuck up.
It's like, you know how much those cameras cost?
By the way, if Dave Meltzer doesn't give like 12 stars to the main event, in AEW's last wonderful
to,
pay-per-view, he had to. Has that come out yet?
Wait for what now? Yeah, I think there was like 3 5-star matches on it or something. You talking about his ratings?
Yeah, but he goes beyond 5 stars. He should have given Tony Storm Mariah Ray like a 7-star match. I mean, right? Am I wrong? What?
Well,
me
Jess,
look
you
at
want
it
to do
here.
the AEW
I think-
Revolution?
Jess, you were talking about it offline.
Result?
You said this is your match of the year so far, and no one's coming close to it at the moment. Right?
Yeah, I
people
think
watching
so.
something.
And I know a lot of people will
Hey,
dispute
everybody
that
on
because of the fact that some people don't like women wrestling hardcore, and I get it, and I understand it. Because some people just don't like that style of wrestling. They think it doesn't. There's no psychology
Hardcore in
behind
general,
it
yeah.
or anything. But and I mean, I guess I understand that criticism. But so far, and it's only March, so far that is the match of the year to me. Now WrestleMania hasn't happened yet, but so far that's match of the year to me. And I think it holds more power because it is from AEW and it's from the AEW women's division. So it holds even more power to me because that's how they've been doing really well in that division for the last
That's the division
year.
that's been lacking big time.
Yeah,
up until
and they put a lot of life into it. Mariah May is like just this ready-made star. Like she looks great. She's a good wrestler. Like Mariah May is like this rare find that you do grab on and you hold on to and try to keep her like as big a part of that division. I mean, I'm probably wrong because it seems like Mercedes Moné just wants to keep bringing women over from God, what's the women's?
Yeah, Marigold,
women's-
Shine.
No, the women's Japanese promotion.
Stardom.
Yeah, Marigold. Or Stardom, yeah. Sorry.
Stardom. Yeah, Stardom. Like she's content with that, and that's fine because I like watching Sasha wrestle that style. But it doesn't help the AEW brand. So if to me, All In needs to be Mercedes against Tony Storm, and whether it's a title unification, I don't mind seeing Tony Storm chase either. Let fucking Sasha win everything. Like I'm fine with that. Like so if to me, was that me, Beck? Yeah. Mercedes against Tony Storm.
What happened?
I agree with that guy. I just heard myself.
We were getting feedback.
How were you? Oh man, I muted my mic and everything. That's
All right, whoever that was, they are
That's
spot on. Yeah, so I just if that's like your biggest show, I mean, they've only sold like 13,000 seats so far, like for All In, and it's in July, I think. I think it's July. So they don't have. I mean, we're gonna blink and it's gonna be in July. So they need to get some marquee matches already on the board. I know they have the Dynasty pay-per-view before then, but they need to get like some marquee matches set for All In because if they don't put at least 20,000 people in that stadium, it's not going to be good for them. And they have to figure something out. You got to start. I'm not saying waste storylines. I'm just saying if you're going to put Mercedes in the main event, do it now. By main event, I mean like for the world title, women's. Put her there against Toni Storm. Let her beat Toni Storm. Toni Storm can win it back at Full Gear in November or whatever. You put Toni Storm on the chase because she's a babyface now, and chasing would be better for her anyway. And you want to get your money out of Mercedes, you gotta just start using her that way. So I like the matches.
I mean, it's in her name, right? We need to get that money out of her.
Yeah, we need the money. So
I found it. He gave it a straight 5-star match. He didn't give it any.
That's it. 5 stars, no more, no less.
You don't get more than 5 stars.
It's not an Osprey against her.
It sounds a little sexist to me. I'm just gonna put it out there. Meltzer, respond. Because what woman match has he given more than 5 stars to?
If you think that's sexist, then you should
any Omega and Osprey match, I'm sure is 25
See,
stars.
Romeo ran by. He agrees. Romeo is telling us the same.
A piece of shit.
Romeo's like, yeah, that's right.
He gave all 3 of those matches 5 stars, starting with Takeshka Osprey. Takeshka. Oh, come on. Omega, Osprey, Fletcher, and then the women's. All 3 5 stars.
So,
I don't know, Craig. Tell me what you think. I don't know. Okay, it's so hard. See, I'm pulled into the Dave Meltzer vortex because they put their bodies on the line. Fletcher and Osprey did, but I wouldn't give it 5 stars because I felt like there was a lot of stuff they did in there where I was like, Craig, you even texted. You're like, this is too much. It's a bit much, and it was. There was just times at the end where I'm like, all right, He gave him a Styles Clash on the fucking thumbtacks. There was thumbtacks in his balls, and he still kicked out. I'm like, this is enough. End it. And that was before the Spanish Fly spot, I'm pretty sure, right?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's too much. And they both put their body, it was a really good match. Don't get me wrong. I wasn't bored or thought oh, these guys aren't clicking. They were amazing. They're always amazing, those two. And Fletcher's a fucking star as well. But, it's I just felt like after a while, when you see Toni Storm and Mariah May knew when to end it, it seemed, and this cage match was either trying to do, they already, obviously that Spanish Fly was planned, so they were going to do it no matter what. But everything before it, I'm like, okay, you could split this into 2 matches. You guys could have had a 4th match, and then this half that match could have been towards another pay-per-view 2 months from now.
That's the point of the cage, is to stop that stuff from coming in. I'm sorry to be an old purist, but if it's in
someone
just
ran down with bolt cutters and bolt gutted their way in there and then threw chairs and shit in there, I'm like, what the fuck? What are we doing?
It was a lot. But I mean, to your point, though,
for the effort, I could understand people saying it deserves 5 stars, but I mean, they all put their bodies on the line. No, I mean, they all do in every promotion.
If people are saying it deserves 5 stars, and if to them it's 5 stars, then it's 5 stars because Meltzer's one person that gives a rating.
Maybe I'd grade the women's one a little bit higher than the other 2, but.
If it's match of the year, it should be more than 5 stars.
The Takeshka and Omega was good for a totally different reason. So I agreed with people in the first 10 minutes. People were tweeting and texting, "This is boring," and I'm like, so. You don't know what wrestling is all about. That's what I'll say to those people who thought that.
They're telling the story. So
it wasn't. Well, it was that. The story is we know that Mariah May and Toni Storm tore the house down. So Omega is a fucking professional. And so is Takeshka, by the way. But I mean, Omega is a professional, and he's really good at what he does. And so he knew, I have to do this for the first 5 or 10 minutes of this match. And then the second part of the match was stellar, was just fucking it was exactly what you expected from both guys. And I loved it. And I was like, wow, maybe the rewatchability won't be as valuable as a Toni Storm match or whatever, or the cage match because of the spectacle. But he knew we cannot come out hot because the crowd is so fatigued from, in my opinion, what arguably was match of the year already, with Toni Storm and Mariah May. So you don't come out hot. You come out cold. And then they were wear down holding. He was doing the gut bear hug because it's diverticulitis and that whole thing. They were milking the shit out of that.
It wasn't an Omega match at all. It was kind of snug, and they were just kind of brawling a little bit and just
Yeah.
Very, very slow.
And then after the second half of the match, they started getting distance. They started hitting their spots. And then it was like, boom, boom. And you're like, holy shit, like, this is really great. And like that. But I appreciate that more because both guys knew this is where we are on the card. That's a very conscious decision made by both guys. And why, when people shit on Omega, I'm like, I don't know where you're coming from. You look like an alien to me, like when you say that stuff, when people just don't like Omega. I'm like, why? How can you look at him and watch his work and say you don't like him? It's insane. Like, you could not like his gimmick.
They used the first 10 minutes of the match as a cooldown match, where you have that cooldown.
Yes, absolutely, because they were like, we got to slow. Say, right? Yeah, we got to chill for a minute because that match was hot. People are still taking a piss and vomiting and getting beer like in there from that match, and then so
and it's AEW, so there's no breather, right? So you got a little bit monotone, but you got to clean
and that's
up
another
stuff.
thing.
There's
like
no breather.
Sometimes I know WWE does too much breathers, but like AEW is too fucking intense sometimes because it's like. Yeah, one match ends, and then the graphic for the next match comes up, and they're like, "Here we go!" And I'm like, "Oh, okay, fuck!" Like,
whoa!
It's like a roller coaster that never stops. Like you're okay, the ride's over. We're gonna go in the port. Just kidding, we're going again. And then like that's what you're doing.
And we're gonna stop at Moxley Express and Copeway, and everyone off.
Cope Hogan, bro.
That's the only bad thing. Yeah. I would have given the pay-per-view like a solid A, but Moxley and Edge brought it down to a B+ for me. Like
it's Cope.
Right. It's just the match was in the match. First of all, the pay-per-view was 4 hours long. Then you have all of these great matches, and then you have Cope and fucking Mox that just trade forearms for about 30 minutes. Like, and that's all they're doing. And I'm like, fuck. Like, and then there were some spots that started picking up, but it was just two old guys. Like, that's all I saw out there, and they're not old age-wise or whatever, especially Moxley. But I mean, like, I just saw like I saw two dinosauric methods of pro wrestling like go out there and just start throwing. I'm like, you guys should have been in the middle of the card.
You know what?
Like,
to your earlier point, Jess, I never really thought of it, but like they probably thought that they were going to do the same thing coming off that cage match, but they never kicked it into that second gear. Like
they never kicked it into the second gear.
If it was there to start, if it was those guys' intention to start cold, it did, and then never warmed up.
And if the purpose of the ending of Christian coming out was because we forgot that he had the contract, so we want to hurry up and get it off him, I guess you've succeeded. But it was the most nonsensical cash-in and ending I've ever seen. And I was like, oh my God. Like, the whole place groaned when Christian gave up. Like, people were like, no! Like, people were fuck. You heard at, like, all 10,000 people yell no. Like, it was like, fuck. Like, and then Moxley got up.
I mean, brother, that's how it's not going to work.
But to your point, though, because, like, at this point, they're dedicated to him. Like, Moxley should have went over, and I get it. But, like, man, like, his audience is trying to say something to Tony Khan. Like, stop this. But Cuz made a good point last week. He's like, at least just tell your fucking story and then let it get taken off Moxley and not in a knee-jerk reaction way. And I don't know if I would want Cope to be champ anyway, per se. So
I don't want
like
Cope
not
to be
that
champ.
You do or don't.
I don't want Cope to be champ. I think Moxley should keep it until whoever is going to be until
all in. Like it's got to be fucking.
Well, it's
got to be Ospreay.
It's probably Ospreay, but it could be Bryan. I mean, I don't know. I'm kind
of I keep forgetting.
I'm thinking that they're holding that in their back pocket.
Yeah.
Or not telling anybody about it.
Is it actually time for the segment that we talked about? We are actually we're excited to have a sponsor and a new segment kind of on the program. Narwhal Pool Services Incorporated out of California presents O.W.P. Unscripted Splash of the Week. Cuz who made the biggest splash of the week in the wrestling industry? Brought to you by Narwhal Pool Services.
Biggest splash of the week? I mean, it definitely wasn't Copeland or Mox. I don't know. Actually, we didn't.
I know. That's called a pimp. I didn't mean to throw right to you.
That's my next. Well, that's the next sponsor I'll read. It's the biggest shit in the bed. That is Cope and Mox. So I'll go ahead and just say that now.
Oh, is that what you? So like you're talking about like okay, if you would have said like a big piece of shit hitting the toilet water and then splash that way, then
that was Mox and Edge.
Oh, speaking of taking a shit, do you see that the clip from SmackDown with Solo messing up and then Jay in the ring laughing at him?
Oh, dude. That shit was hilarious.
Oh,
I thought it was
because he almost said fuck, right?
Yeah, he's all fuck, and then he looked at him and Jimmy started smiling. All right, I got it.
Because Jimmy looked at him. He's like, He's like, what were you gonna say? Like he didn't say that, but like the look that Jimmy gave him was like, what are you gonna say?
Friends of.
Jimmy's
And
even
Rob
like
was-
smiling.
And he kind of broke right there. And he's like, what? No yeet.
Because he like perked up. He's like, go on. Continue.
Yeah. A fuck.
So good.
Oh, he even Soul's a whoop.
Yeah, he's a whoop. You should have just said it. I mean, maybe you'll get in trouble,
Oh
but
man. Yeah, it was good stuff though.
I don't know. Cody said, "Go fuck yourself." Right on.
I mean, speaking of SmackDown, like we said, Street Profits beat DIY in a great match, tag match. That was the main event. Actually, that was the main event. Gunther faced Axiom from Fraxium in NXT, the tag team NXT Tag Champs. They actually fought in NXT UK. He was actually known as A Kid in NXT UK without the mask too. Axiom didn't have the mask, so they've actually had a great match already before. So that was nice to see them do that, especially because Axiom is actually from Spain, Joe's home country. Joe was actually there, our Spain correspondent, but that's why he's not here on the podcast because
he's live right now. He
did the 8-hour drive.
He's taping interviews, signing contracts. He's
Randy
got a lot,
Orton.
I'm sure.
Randy Orton defeats Carmelo Hayes. He was about to do the punt again, and then Kevin Owens attacked him, ran away. Damian Priest beat Shinsuke, of course, and because Drew McIntyre attacked Damian Priest and beat the shit out of him.
First of all, yes, I'm glad that
Rightfully
you
so.
said that. My hero and uncrowned heavyweight champion got a massive reaction when he came out there. As
I was waiting there. It was a massive reaction call.
massive.
That's good.
Baby face.
And Priest is going to pay, and every week I think
yeah.
I see more and more that Priest is in trouble.
You know,
so,
ever
he
since he
should.
left the Judgment Day, it's been downhill for Priest.
What is he? What is he? A Timu Taker? Is that what I heard?
Yeah,
That's hilarious.
yeah,
That's
yes.
what Drew McIntyre called him, right? A team.
Yeah,
That's
Drew McIntyre
really-
on that.
Team out taker. Charlotte over B-Fab, of course, you know, that was going to happen. B-Fab did a nice little showing, and actually the crowd showed her some love. So, you know, there's that.
I kind of missed portions of that match. Did Charlotte look good? And I'm being serious. Like,
No, she looked fine. She looked fine.
She better be fucking training hard.
But
to have
I
a
will
good
tell
match at
you,
Mania.
Tiffy Time shined right here.
Always does.
She's great.
Look at this.
Is there any way Tiffy does not go
Oh
over
my
at WrestleMania? I feel like
Oh, there's a bunch of
I
ways.
swear to God, if Charlotte goes over. However, if Charlotte is back and she's really ready to give it like another couple-year run, 3-4 year run, I mean, I don't know if it's the end of the world if Tiffy time. And if they're trying to establish Tiffy as a face, which they kind of just sort of automatically turned her really, like she was a heel before, and then because
Right.
she was like flirting around with cashing in on Nia, people started cheering her, and she's super talented, so of course you're going to.
She's really good. She's not comfortable as a babyface, I don't think.
But yes, and I think that like I would not be. I know people are going to boo me. I would not be upset if Charlotte wins, because Charlotte is a better
faces
heel.
don't say "suck my ass" to the crowd.
Yeah.
That was a long time ago.
The only thing that would work is if they did a double turn, but no one's going to like Charlotte, so they can't do the double turn with Tiffany.
Exactly.
and Charlotte.
Well, and they tried to. I think they really wanted people to like Charlotte when she came back, and then she fucked that promo up. 'Cause she's not
That's a
good
total.
babyface,
That's a
and,
total
like, yeah.
Batista moment. That's
Tiff-
a
yes,
Tiffany's
Batista
too
moment.
good
so,
as
like-
a heel.
Saw
Like,
it.
Tiffany
Yeah.
is legitly good as a heel on the mic. Like she's really good as a
Yes.
heel promo.
Yeah.
She needs to be.
So I don't know. You know, I legitly would not be upset if Charlotte wins. I know people are going to lose their mind if she does, but if it's for the betterment of the story and the development of Tiffy time, I'm fine with that. Like,
And
I
they did
I
show
feel like
this vignette. This is everyone saying Ray Phoenix.
Phoenix,
showed it
yeah,
on
he's been
SmackDown.
released and he's coming on.
Oh no,
over.
they showed a vignette of a luchador tonight, and
Yeah.
I have it on the stream
But I
right
would-
now.
that was Chad Gable.
Going.
Well, that's what some people are saying. Like
fucking
there could be
funny.
a swerve, and it'd be so funny if it was a Grande Americano. That's gonna be his luchador name.
I know this probably isn't going to happen, but some people said it would be fucking hilarious if it's El Generico.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
Oh my god.
That would actually
Sami
be
Zayn.
cool.
Some people are
I
like, that'd
mean,
be fucking really
Karrion
great.
Cross did send him the El Generico mask while he was in the hospital, so
See, it all connects. I've been telling you guys, it all connects.
I've been telling you guys. Jeffrey Cobb, obviously, is coming. Everyone's hating him.
Cancer tends to do that. It's in the
They are this vignette too. Our boy, why did it go that? What the fuck just happened?
mean,
What's that?
just-
What's the 4? Cuz what's the 4 vignette that we're show the number 4?
I don't know what the 4, but it's Aleister Black probably.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
I don't know
God,
what
fuck.
the number would represent.
I'm super excited about him because I felt like Vince was crazy for not really pushing him the first time. His entrance when he rose up out of the smoke like from the board.
Alistair
was so
said it was
fucking great.
Alistair said it was someone else because he's all Vince was a fan of me. Like Vince actually really liked me and he wanted.
But, well, it can't be. It
was
couldn't
on
have been
the-
Triple H because Triple H loved him in NXT.
I don't know.
What happened?
But that's
So-
what Alistair said. He said no, Vince. He's all.
I wonder
Vince
who
actually
it would
was
have
a fan
been.
of mine.
Was it Bruce Pritchard?
Maybe I don't know.
You don't have any
every
love.
5 minutes, bro. Who knows?
I don't love you.
Well, that's Alistair's like that was like something Alistair said last year, I believe.
We just didn't have anything for him. Okay, so
Yeah,
for
we
him
just
to
didn't have
say,
But I don't. If Vince loved him, then what's the problem? Like Vince overrides everything. Like why?
Well, actually, didn't Alistair ask for his release though?
I believe he did.
Yes. Well, because he wasn't being used right. Like he wasn't. They weren't jobbing him out. I think I always remember.
No, they weren't.
feeling
They
that
weren't
if-
dropping him out. That was the thing. He wasn't.
Yeah,
losing
that's
or
what
anything.
I remember feeling that the first time because we talked about it and I remember saying like at least they're not jobbing him out, but it's almost worse. Like when they don't know what to do with you, you staying in purgatory is almost worse sometimes than them jobbing you out. Like it's just.
I think it's just because how crowd like even. Oh, Dave's gone.
Dave went out to Gunther.
Here, let's.
I don't know why. Fucking Gunther's theme music's in my head. It's been in my head for like an hour.
Okay, he's back. Gunther, the Ren General. I know. I always randomly walk around the house and sing that shit.
Gremlins got you. Did the
I
Gremlins
like his
get you?
original song though, but.
But so funny, like it just said 4. Like when Dave left, I'm all, oh no, it is Aleister Black.
And then also, this stuff is funny right here, where it's so all the WWE ID stuff, just a bunch of stuff in general, but like.
Yeah, what's the controversy
actually,
with that? Cuz explain that. I mean, I know what ID is,
So-
but what's the controvery with them doing the booking?
Basically, it's the dirt sheets that they're saying that WWE is telling them what to do, and they're saying, hey, our guys have to go over, or it has to be WWE ID versus WWE ID guys, and like basically everyone at these promotions is like, no, that's not the truth. Okay. Like no one is telling us to do anything. They're literally like letting us have free reign. Like
no one is
WWE
telling us,
ID
and then like
someone,
you see like the barrel of the gun just.
They're
poke
not
out and go
deciding
back real
who
quick.
goes over and all and this and that. Like, so yeah, it just and Meltzer has been posting quite a few things where people are pushing back and like saying that's not true. This is not true. Like.
Oh,
or Brian Gertz.
Because the big bad company is treading in on the indie scene. That's the internet wrestling community's domain, cuz is the internet wrestling or the independent wrestling. And if you got the big boys dicking around in there, you're gonna get all these lies and rumors spread that they're holding.
Well,
people
even
hostage.
Brian Gertz, he said, I'm gonna try to find that. Basically that I gotta find it. I don't know where it's at exactly, but
Don't
basically
rile up the
rumor was that Rock's and Cena's team was going to be called the Rock and Soul Connection, and then Brian Gertz said your sources are drunk. Brian Gertz is the Rock's main writer guy.
Yeah.
So. But yeah, Meltzer is just getting dragged. Like he's just getting owned.
I thought Andrew Schultz did a great job, by the way.
Oh yeah,
in
he actually did.
showing that video right there.
Yes, and he got fucking pulled over the rail or the
promo was great with him.
Yeah, Logan Paul. I was surprised when he got that involved.
Little physicality.
I was actually really surprised by that.
Physicality. And it looks like, if you notice at the end, AJ goes, "You want to go up there? Go up there. Go to the turnbuckle." And he went up on the turnbuckle. He's like, "Thank you, man. Thank you so much." It's like AJ made him go up there. Feel what it was like. So that was awesome.
Yeah, he did good. And then he promotes the hell out of WWE. And then speaking of that, they were talking about that let's see, I actually have it right here. That they're discussing the idea of running a post WrestleMania 41 event in Las Vegas, like a roast of WrestleMania with Tony Hinchcliffe.
I saw that too today.
That would be very interesting.
It'd be another event that would sell out, making money.
But right after Mania, geez, man, that's gonna be late. I mean, I'll stay up and watch it. Fuck it.
Oh wait, it would be
I hope they actually do
after the night, like night one or something.
It would be probably after night 2, I assume, right? Or yeah, you're maybe right. Maybe after night 1, but it didn't say. I'm not gonna say. We don't know.
Anything after the actual WrestleMania.
I don't want to. Bad
two.
Bunny said it, and then I'm gonna get attacked.
Whoa, Bad Bunny, watch out.
Bad Bunny said it, and then I'm gonna get attacked because I didn't cite Bad Bunny. I don't know.
Yeah.
Speaking of after WrestleMania or WrestleMania in Vegas,
inside joke, guys.
There's a lot of speculation about wait to buy your ticket at the last minute because WrestleMania and WWE in general is such a family-oriented thing, but nobody wants to take their kid to Vegas. And there's still like 15,000 seats available as of right now.
Well,
I mean, they'll sell them between now and then. They'll sell them, but it's like... And
they're not getting the high rollers, I guess, right?
Yeah, and they're not going to get that much cheaper. Like I would say, there's no way. Like you're not going to be able to walk up and get cheap seats for WrestleMania. They're gouging you. It is what it is. It's WrestleMania. Like they don't care.
Can't get a couple for $10. I'm just kidding.
They put if they have 50,000 people each night,
Imagine.
like it'll look full. It'll look great. Like it's fine.
As of right now, is there only like 30,000 seats sold?
No, it's like 40. It's like a little over 40. I think last I saw was like 41 or 42,000 sold.
And how much do they fit
for
in
each
that?
night.
So like
Keeps
60,000 total, right? It's gonna be 60,000.
I think it's set up for 52. I have to go. I follow WrestleTix on X.
Yeah, they'll.
Yeah, I follow WrestleTix on X, and they
They'll
show
sell
the
that
setups
out.
and everything of the thing. I think it's set up for 52 right now, and there's like 41 or 42 sold for each night.
That's
Yeah,
a lot
they'll
of
sell.
stadium
I mean-
blocked off.
Yeah, well, there was for SummerSlam when we went for SummerSlam. I mean, obviously, the product wasn't as hot as it is now. But for SummerSlam, I would say there was like legitly 40,000 people there. They probably lied and
Yeah.
said it was 50 or 60, but there was like 40,000 people when we went for SummerSlam. The whole front was all roped off when we went there. There was no crowd there at all. Like I would say the arena was probably like 30% empty.
I wanted
But,
to chill
look-
where we were standing when we first walked in there. I thought
that was awesome.
But the
Yeah,
thing-
that was
but
awesome.
But that stadium is hosting the Super Bowl, right? It can hold like 70,000 people. No.
Yeah,
I mean,
when it's packed out, I think it could hold like probably 60, 70 for sure.
and when you take in the factor that you're not using the whole field for the NFL games.
Well, they'll
Just
be
saying, like-
for SummerSlam. They didn't have a big stage, but for Mania, I'm sure they're going to have a stage, so that justifies at least 10% of the arena being cut off, and then the rest of it is just they scale it up. Like they're going to make more seats available. So if it starts getting hot like a month before, which we're getting pretty close. What is it, like April? We're a little over a month away.
Yeah.
But there's about 5-6 weeks before Mania at this point. So I would say about like at the 2-week mark, we'll know how many people, and they'll just keep pulling. They're going to keep moving the stage back. They're going to open tickets as long as they need to, like until it's I wouldn't be surprised if
Unless they don't have to.
I wouldn't be surprised if there was 55, 60,000 each night. I mean, legitimately.
I just feel like you're not. Here's the thing about that stadium, right? Parking, you can't do it. It's impossible. This is the way it's set up. You guys have been there, right? I mean,
Yeah.
you have to Uber. Even if you Uber, you have to get close, and you got to walk a while. You try to take your 3, 5, 6, 7-year-old kid and do all that walking, and then walk them back to the hotel in the middle of the night.
Well, that's a good thing though. Is
Vegas.
there's a bridge that goes over, right, and it connects it. That's the only good thing. Is like you could just walk over the bridge and then you go right into the stratosphere. I don't remember if it's Excalibur or Stratosphere. I can't remember. But it connects. They're all connected. So I mean, honestly, like walking's probably the best thing. It's the only thing you should do. You should never.
But the further, the longer you wait, the further the hotels get back. You're walking 3 miles to a hotel at this point.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna walk through the hotels for sure. I mean, I guess in Vegas, if you go to Vegas and you don't want to walk, I don't know what you're doing there.
And if you have kids, you can't stop in a casino. You have to keep moving. If you stop, they get on your ass about kids in the casino. I guess there's a whole lot of weird stuff about it.
I think because
Doesn't
we
make it
Ubered
kid-friendly.
in for SummerSlam, and I mean, there was a lot of people there, but it wasn't like an NFL game. So there's an Uber line that's able to cut through the back of the stadium, and we got dropped off like right around like the side of the back to where we just walk around to the front. So it wasn't that bad when we went. It was really easy. I don't know. It's changed now. I'm sure for Mania, there's going to be like 40% more people there.
And
but-
I went for an Ed Sheeran concert, and in my defense, when I went, the Formula One was also set to go,
man.
and they blocked off so much shit. It was almost impossible to get there, so it was a total nightmare.
Yeah, I mean, more than likely they're going to make you funnel through the hotels, or just one. They're going to have one lane for Ubers and taxis, and then that's it.
Oh, if you're
Shuttles.
walking, if you're walking, you have to funnel through the casinos and hotels. There's no way.
Right, yeah.
Right.
But at least the main three, New York, Stratosphere, and Excalibur, all connect. So at the very least, yes, you're walking a lot, but you're walking in common areas, and at least there's a clear path to your destination. It's not like you're walking the streets. You know what I mean? Like that's.
I just feel like not very kid friendly is what is the feedback that I'm hearing on.
I mean, Vegas in general. Like I have 8-year-olds, and
Vegas.
I wouldn't take them to Vegas. Not because not because of the distance, but like just I don't. There is a lot of things for them to do there, but you got to go seek it, and it's expensive and all that stuff. So
a lot of stuff that they used to like Circus, that's getting torn down. They're
mainly because Daddy wants to get crazy at night, so I wouldn't bring my kids up.
Well, there you go.
So that would not be
it's interesting venue and kind of see how it works out.
The thing is now, though, the age of wrestling now, it reminds me of like the early 80s or like the mid 80s and the Monday night era. There's a lot of college students now and like people in their 20s that are fans.
It's popular,
so I don't think if they take a little bit of hit on the families, I don't think they care at this point because the brand is, yes, they still do cater to kids, but at the same time, they're getting. I remember when Nitro first started getting big after the NWO, like you could noticeably see they were going to college towns on purpose, and they were putting like 10,000 people. 15,000 people in, they were selling out the fucking United Center for nitros and stuff, like, and there was all college students, like, and you see them everywhere, just beers, woo, like all with their, frat fucking shirts on and shit like that. Like they made a concerted effort, and I think WWE is doing that too. I mean, they're getting tons of people in their 20s in that audience.
There's a lot of people of drinking age that are willing to crap their pants.
And I think that's why
seats.
Vegas will ultimately be a success. I think there'll be a lot of last minute
They'll
sales.
poop their pants, not have to leave their seats.
And there's going to be a lot of like, not closed circuit, but there's a lot of sports bars and stuff in Vegas that are going to air it that night. So they'll probably charge you $40 at the door.
What's the Sphere? That I hear like that's really expensive, but a lot of people are trying to hit that because that's a better viewpoint.
What's that?
That would be fun. That would be fun.
What's that theater? What's that theater in Texas with the fucking video wall?
Yeah, there's a few of them now.
And there's separate cameras that are put up like in the ring just for that place. It's like you're there. Like it's a place in Texas. I can't remember what the name of it is, but they've been showing it the last.
And they get all the commentary too because they're not there, right? So
yeah, it's almost like this. It's almost like the Sphere, but it's like because it's a huge video wall and it's concave. And then, like, you're sitting there, and it's like you're there. Like, they put little cameras on the turnbuckles and stuff in different places in the arena, different than what we see on the broadcast, and it's like you're there live. Like, when they do sporting events there, it's like they have certain cameras in certain seating areas, and that's what they show you. Like, football games, you're in the end zone. So, like, it shows, like, the football coming towards you. So, as they're playing, they're marching towards you, if that makes any sense. So, like, it's really...
Is it Cosm, Jess?
Maybe. I think that's what it is. It's in Texas.
Is it the Fourth Wall Theater? Oh, never mind. I don't know.
But what a great name, actually.
That's literally what's this
the Fourth Wall Theater.
It's not a
movie
theater.
That's what it is. Yeah.
I want to go. Yeah, I want to go there. It looks so fucking awesome.
You see, R-Truth. R-Truth is a new champion.
Of what?
For Up, Up, Down. I don't know if he actually legitimately won anything or anything, but he came out walking with the belt. I have it right there on the stream.
I love R-Truth.
I love
R-Truth, I love him. He's a national treasure. If now that they have a relationship with TNA, he has to make an appearance there as Ron Killings.
Speaking of TNA, Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson showed up on TNA tonight to confront formerly known as Dana Brooke, Ashley, and her tag team partner Heather, and they're basically saying that. I mean, I assume that means they're going to challenge for the TNA Women's Tag Titles. They got a great reaction too, by the way. Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson.
Yeah, it's doing really well. I really like so far the integration with TNA.
Dude, it's NXT. So much better. Like the TNA WWE relationship is so much better than I hate to say it than what the AEW TNA relationship was because I don't even think nothing really happened with that. Honestly,
I know.
For either
but
side.
Tony Khan's not a visionary, right? Like he's just like bringing up a vision of what he likes a wrestling company to be, and that's really what it is. Like everybody, all wrestling fans forever has fantasized about what if Crockett faced WWF back in the day. I mean, since I was a kid, it was always talked about. The business way to do it is long, like what they're doing with TNA, and they massage talent in and out, and they do, when you're trying to do it for a long-term relationship, it's different. When you're fantasy booking, you get what you get with AEW and, like everything else that we've always seen, like, because there's always, or when the territory, we'd always hear about the Harley Race versus Bob Backlund would go to an 8-hour time limit draw because nobody wanted to lose. So it's like, that's the old territories were the same way. It's like nobody wanted to lose, so every match was a fucking boring ass draw. Like, or no wrestler took risks and no one looked bad. That's what all the relationships are going to be unless you're the WWE and you're the massive. And they decided, Vince always had the power. He just never wanted to do it. Yeah, but Triple H and Nick Khan and all them are just like, you know what? Like, let's go into business with these other promotions. Vince kind of did it lightly with ECW back in the day, and nobody knew, by the way, that Vince was giving them tons of money for like 96, 97, 98, 99. Like he was funding them, basically. I was happy.
Right. That was one of the things when we first heard about the Endeavor taking over, I said, I bet now they'll actually work with other promotions. And
it makes sense.
They started working
because if you're going to grow the wrestling culture, this is what you do. Like this is totally, but AEW doesn't have that foresight because they're a major company, but at the same time, they're kind of an independent. Like when you think about it, because they were just drawing 20,000 people at the time.
And according to JCD, formerly known as Fandango, he said in an interview that the relationship is for 3 years. They're actually
so they're going to do, and they'll probably sign an extension, and it's like they're going to. They're gonna make everything fine, and this is the great relationship for sure. And now that WWE's in that space where they're not so fucking self-conscious anymore, like Vince was always, you got to think he probably even to the day that he got removed had the 1982 Vince in him, the guy who bought the territory from his dad, the paranoia, we're the only brand in town. You don't mention other people. You don't ever do it. And Vince kind of always had that. Like he was always like stupid. That. He relaxed a little bit when he won the Monday Night Wars. He kind of relaxed a little, because they bought the WCW library so they could talk about Sting and all that stuff, and they could put out all the different footage and everything. But Vince never liked talking about other promotions ever, really on his TV. No, now it's you have a company that's good.
Even Pro Wrestling Illustrated and the Aftermags, not really working with them for years and years, and them having to
because Vince would push him away. Vince would tell him
they had
no.
their own WWF magazine. We don't want anything to do with you. Yeah, it's pretty terrible. I mean that's how you have a monopoly. I mean that's just the old school way of business.
Exactly. It's how you have a monopoly. Yeah, it wasn't necessarily the healthiest thing, the WWF for the wrestling business, but it worked for Vince, and it made him a legend. It made him this guy who took this silly carnival traveling show and brought it into everybody's living room and made his stars just as popular as some sports stars were. It's crazy. It's crazy what he's done, but there was a lot of periods that nobody wants to talk about where I'm like, it's really bad that one company monopolizes everything. From 2001 on, it was okay, this is. We got some bright spots like the Ruthless Regression era and all that good stuff, but I mean, there was a lot of times there where I was like, why am I still watching? Why am I doing this? I'm glad I stuck through it because this shit's awesome what we're going through now. But man. Yeah, what a different company, right? 10 years ago, if you would have told me that they were going to go into partnership with TNA and all those, I'd be like, no fucking way. That's not possible. It's not happening. I think I said last week, too, if Tony Khan was fucking smart, he would call Triple H and be like, what can we do? Do you want to use Dustin Rhodes for your storyline? I think Dustin would be really cool. He's
going to have to suck it up. He's going to have to be big boy and suck it up, and he's going to have to
you don't feature Dustin in a main event storyline in your company anyway. Let him be under contract and let him fucking go and be on WWE television. What? Yeah, you fucking do it. What do you have to lose? He's the brother of their world champion. What?
I'm not saying it's ECW kind of stuff, but it's close. You're not producing the kind of revenue that they're producing.
It's weird. When he first started, I was like, this is WCW, basically. It's a different style of wrestling. They were trying to put cruiserweights and flippity dippities on and everything. And then, but to Dave's point, it's become, I think, more of a mirror, not a mirror, because I don't want to insult ECW fans, but I mean, it's become more of an ECW representation to me.
It's a comparison of money, not a comparison of the product and how people loved it, and people love AEW, but for different reasons. So, what I'm saying,
and they should.
Your point, Jess, is it's a comparison of money. If you took someone like Dustin Rhodes and put him on WWE television, that does nothing but help AEW. It doesn't hurt them in any way. You don't.
But Tony, to your point, Tony Khan's
MJF to get squashed on SmackDown.
Yeah, Tony Khan's not looking necessarily to set ratings records or whatever. He is just looking to. Yeah, he has the money, so he's not worried about it. So if you try to sell Tony Khan on this, he'd be like, okay, what's it going to give me? Well, you're going to get more viewers. You're going to get more crossovers. You're going to actually show that you're willing to cooperate. And a lot of WWF fans or WWE fans will start watching you because you're just willing to cooperate. That they just want to see that there's no tension between them.
I know that for your product. And let's be real, we don't even know if WWE's put out those fillers at all. So that's kind of give some kind of
you're correct, but in the sense that I don't know how it's never always out there. Cody isn't thinking that'd be really cool if my brother.
Oh yeah,
come
Cody talks.
Of course that's crossed Cody's mind, But Tony Khan's no. I don't even know who Cody is. No,
but it sucks because it depends.
It's a decent deduction.
It depends on who also is in Tony Khan's ear too,
in Tony Khan's mind right now, he's everything's fine. We're just going through a slump. It's fine.
It's not bad. I mean, we're starting to see things really develop in the story set. So I'm not I'm not upset. I mean, we just talked about the Tony Storm May just having this total culmination of ending, and now Tony's moving on to some of their other AEW talent.
Like developing people, right? How many employees have we? Because we've all been in management, at times in our lives.
Unfortunately, yeah.
It's when an employee leaves you, they just go, and then like if the grass isn't greener, they come crawling back, and not all of them do, but some of them do, right? But like to me, I'm like, look, I know you put a lot of stock in MJF. I'm like, why don't you call Triple H then? Well, I'm under contract with you. Just fucking call him. I'll let you go. You want to go do some on NXT? See where they put you. And then call me. And Tony Khan's got to be confident and be like, you want to learn? Like, go learn. Like, go learn right now. And then if your contract's up in 3 years and you still want to go back there, go. But yeah, I'll call Triple H right now. Everyone hearing, if he shows up on NXT tomorrow, you can't fucking, or Tuesday, you can't tell me that fucking everyone wouldn't be talking. And then,
and that's an
and then he's going to go right back to fucking Dynamite, so people will go to Dynamite. Is he going to say NXT? Is he going to say it? Like,
Is
just
someone
fucking
from NXT
do
gonna
it.
come
What's
out?
the problem? The only thing that would get in your way is insurance reasons. If he gets injured in a WWE ring under contract, oh well, you're going to pay him anyway. You hold people out like Phoenix and fucking Penta. You fucking held them out on purpose for
isn't
like
that
a
funny?
year.
Isn't that what we always hated
So
that Vince did all
you
the
have
time?
money. You have money to pay people like Miro and all of them, but you don't want to release them. But yet you won't put someone over in the risk. Why? Because they got injured. If they get injured, you'll just pay them. Like, so I don't understand. Like,
you're already doing that.
It's more like, I don't want to give up my toys. I don't want to give.
And as a promotion owner, if I see like TNA working with the WWE, I'm like, all right, like this shit's on right now. Let's do this. I call TNA and be like, who do you want? Like, who do you?
We could
do you
also
want?
argue that that the Forbidden Door has been open with TNA, and the contract with them would say that you can't open up any other Forbidden Doors. So there might be something to that.
There is no contract. Omega and Christian were both TNA champions in AEW. Like they worked with AEW 2 years ago, 3 years ago. TNA did. But like to Cuz's point, they use it just to really put Omega over because Omega was the heel champion at that time. So he was the AEW champion and the TNA World Champion.
And their TNA wrestlers are still allowed to go elsewhere.
So the best argument
if
is
they want to
good faith, right?
And WWE's doing stuff like they're letting Karrion Kross wrestle at First
his mom's
First
house?
something
What?
wrestling. He's gonna fight Alex Hammerstone. It's the benefit show for Chris Bay.
Hammerstone. We saw Hammerstone in PCW, Dave.
I think he's gonna go to WWE too.
Yeah.
He just finished up with TNA.
Natalia is doing like
wrestled his last match.
I think Josh Bartnett's Bloodsport, and then another.
Yes,
like,
and she's doing NWA.
She's doing Bloodsport
NWA.
with GCW and NWA. Yeah, NWA.
Yeah, she's gonna be part of the Crockett.
Yeah,
Cup.
and WWE's been letting Shayna do GCW and a few other people do GCW, and then like I mentioned from probably what my match of the year is, Josh Briggs and Inamura. Inamura's from Pro Wrestling Noah, but they sent Tavion, who's in No Quarter Catch Club with Regal's son, and Josh Briggs to Pro Wrestling Noah to be in a tournament over there for a couple months. So like and then Omos obviously was in the greatest of all time. Omos is in Pro Wrestling Noah. He's coming back now to WWE. But
Bro,
Strap the rocket.
you just did the whole.
Wrap the rocket.
You wait till he comes back.
I know,
Fucking,
Conspiracy theories here, and you went off, bro. Like
he's gonna be super almost.
Nobody followed you on that. On the dozens of listeners that we have,
He's gonna be super almost when
Well,
he
they
comes
better.
back.
They
He's
wanna
gonna
know
be
good wrestling.
fucking. He's gonna be unstoppable.
Because they're just looking for a good time. We're just trying to help them. All right, come on, man.
oh yeah. Well, hey,
Don't
you like NXT?
Don't be a dick.
But speaking of that, WWE fans and everything, did you see John Cena's
Bald spot was gone. Yeah, I saw that. On Instagram.
He was on a movie set.
His bald spot has still totally disappeared. It's amazing.
and he's wearing a leather jacket, but he also he did a Make-A-Wish. I don't know how recent this was.
That was the day of because he's wearing the Toronto shirt. It was an hour before he won the chamber.
Oh my god! So he was shocked at the kid's favorite match.
Yeah. Him and JBL.
JBL in the I Quit match with John Cena.
And he's like, ooh.
That's his favorite. And Cena's like, oh, he's like, how did you even get to watch that?
So
Like,
that was very physical. Well, did you watch all of it?
Yeah, because didn't Cena bleed like a stuck pig?
Yeah.
And he looks at
I still think the funniest thing that Cena ever did was that it's a little old lady who could have been the queen.
What do you mean? How did you watch that? I watched it on the kids' product that you're on, and then you guys just decided to let John Cena bleed a fucking gallon. Like that's all it was. How did you
I think
see
he was
that?
just saying,
Well,
like, I think
we
he's
paid
saying like,
for it.
you know, like you're a kid and you watched it. Well, because this kid is obviously wasn't even probably alive when that match happened. You know,
Yeah.
he was just born
He
like.
watched it.
Oh,
He
since
watched
then,
it
I
back
see what
on
you're saying.
tape.
I see what you're saying. Like later,
Your
his
mom
dad's
lets
all-
you watch, and then he said, "I'm sorry," and he looked at his mom and goes, "I'm sorry." Like,
Yeah, but you wouldn't know. Like you truly
you
wouldn't know. Like you would think all John Cena's matches are great. Oh, JBL, he's the heel that we like to boo, and then Cena's bleeding all
Why does
over
he have
the
his
place.
face in
So
his
funny.
hands?
so funny if we didn't know. Like he just turned heel on that kid
no.
after the camera.
Oh, sweetie, we need to turn this
Like
off.
anybody
No!
who tuned in because they're like, I love Latino heat against JBL. There's a pattern with JBL.
glad you-
Yeah,
That's just a blood
We were there
test.
for that one, Jess. We were live
glad-
for that
I'm
one.
glad
yeah.
you
He
brought up
almost
Latino.
Eddie Guerrero almost bled out in Los Angeles. So like
Yeah.
anyone who came for the kids that they were hyping to in the arena were like, what's happening? Like people are just shocked.
That's
They were
a
like,
lot of blood.
Bleeding.
Santana, he
Daddy,
actually
make it
came out
stop.
in Lowrider to remember Eddie Guerrero. A teenage sacrifice was in El Paso tonight in Texas.
Aw.
Oh, I forgot
yeah, he came
Santana's
out.
there. Santana's in TNA.
Yep. And so are the
Another
clones
fucking-
now. Epico and
Another
Imperial, they're in
AEW
TNA.
fuck up. Not
Oh.
him fucking up. Another fuck that they fumbled in AEW Santana. But
And
tons
this is
of
Charlotte's.
upside.
Charlotte actually flipped off the crowd. She was not pleased with their
Why?
I'm a babyface. Fuck you.
Charlotte.
Love
She's-
me.
I'm telling you, it's Batista all over again.
They're booing
You guys will
BFAB
see
or
it. You'll
they're
see it
cheering
here.
BFAB over Charlotte.
She needs to lose. She needs to lose.
Wear blue.
I think she needs to, and then I think
She
Tiffany needs to go
needs
heel
to wear
after that.
blue. She needs to wear blue.
Finish the blue teeth.
And then yeah,
Blue teeth. Blue Charlotte.
Blue Charlotte. Blue Charlotte.
No.
Well, I don't know. I guess we've been on the stream for a while now. What do you guys say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's it. You know, when we could talk about this much, if we were like,
I've been done.
if we were talking, you know, like every promotion's bad or no one's doing it right, that would
Yeah.
be drag. Well, there's so much we could talk about. It's great.
It's great. There's a lot of good
It's just
wrestling
great.
out there. I mean, like I said, NXT, WWE, AEW's coming back around a little bit here. You can go watch TNA. You can watch Pro Wrestling Noah, New Japan. There's a lot. GCW.
What has just been saying? It's a nice surprise, Clark.
Real nasty.
It's just a real nice surprise, Clark.
It's a nice surprise.
I have a little list, and he whips out a big list.
I mean,
Shitter's full. Yeah.
we talk a lot about wrestling. I mean, Craig, where should everyone find us at?
At the matches.
Yeah, and with that being said, the stream
Is
over.
The stream is over.